One of the questions in neuroscience that is far from a conclusive answer is, how do humans think? Your brain consumes a lot of energy even while at rest. You can Google information, but you cannot Google an idea, a thought. You are using the information to change the way you think. What is going on when we think? People think it's a supercomputer extremely faster than a computer. In computer machines, it is input, process, output. In human brains, it is the input, which is the sensory information, what you see, hear, touch, etc. Process is the thinking, and then comes the output. So the thought is not located anywhere. A thought is how the brain cells process the information, how the brain cells interact. A brain researcher stated, most of the nerve fibers in your brain never get out of your skull, never seeing the reality, because the brain is 99% self-oriented. You heard it right, 99% self-oriented. Mind can do two things: endlessly reprocess the past and endlessly worry about the future. Our minds are not trained to be in the present. 98% of the human thinking is repetition and useless and not getting us anywhere. We can all agree to this. Our minds are attracted to negative things. If you think bad about someone, suddenly you feel superior about yourself. How foolish and self-oriented is that? But we all do it. We should begin to rediscover these patterns and learn to hand over to God very presently, as we are what we think, and we are to take every thought captive into obedience. In the Hebrew, the word lev is heart, and in translations, lev was used to mean the mind mostly. If Yeshua, Jesus, said from the heart comes the evil thoughts, can we also say then, from the mind, the thinking, comes the evil thoughts? The world is screwed up and chaotic, everything moving upside down. What are we to do? Come here. We are to place our feet on the ground and come here. What do you hear around you right now? Just listen. There is peace. You can never be closer to peace than being right here and now. How can we be at peace if we are not here and now? We are absent from the present. We are not here. God is ever present. The joy is infinite if we come back here. It is so contradictory to what we've been brought up in this world. It is always to go or be elsewhere for joy. We look at the coconut and the palm branches, the sea and the pretty-looking people, and say we are happy. But it is a far higher thing to be in the present, paying attention, being mindful. Pay attention to God who is ever present, and do what is in front of you. Take breaks if you've been taken by the computer machines, and be in the present. It brings a fresh reality into your life. As you wash your plate, watch how your fingers are made to move, because you'll miss it when it paralyzes as you age. And the joy of your plate being cleansed as you rub the soap full of bubbles. See the God who made the onion as you peel it, You see and hear deeper as you come to the present. Be careful of how you live. Make every minute count, said Paul in Ephesians 5:15. This is the day the Lord has made, and let us rejoice and be glad in it. The Sri Lankan traditional curry pots are deliciously cooked using coconut milk. Every lunch we had curries that were watery until I met an expert who instructed to be present with the curry, stirring constantly to avoid a clotted milk watery pot while it is still on the stove, not leaving it. Being present and engaged in it was the clue. We all lust for answers, yet the knowing is balanced by the unknowing. We see this in a picture when Moses was once on Mount Sinai and Yeshua, Jesus, at Mount Tabor. In both cases, there was a revelation, a knowing, and suddenly, in both cases, a cloud covers an unknowing. God rebuked the Israelites for not remembering Him, even when they saw Him presently among them as a pillar of fire and cloud. How can one not remember when seeing it before your very eyes? Dive into a Hebrew wordplay to grasp this truth. Zakar is to remember. The word remembering in the Hebrew is active, not just a memory. You do something on behalf of remembering. This is where the Israelites failed. They lost focus. That was the action they were to take to maintain the focus on God. The opposite of zakar, remember, is forget, obviously, which is shakak. Shakak is shin, kaf, and chet. Two words come from the three letters jumbled. Koshek meaning darkness and kakash meaning refusing or denying. All these terms talking about the weight of forgetting God, losing the focus on God, leading us to darkness and denying God. Our fallen thinking always tend to get focused on the container, the form, and we never have time to get into the contents in it, which is the most important. Practice to unveil His character that is formlessly dwelling in your body. Set your minds on things above and not on the earth below, for your life is hidden with Christ in God. Let the meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight, O Yahweh. And again we say, stop wasting your time and start repairing the broken walls. Shalom.